On this segment of our film, we're going to look at a topic that I've found to be near and dear to the hearts of buffalo hunters wherever they're hunting, and that is, what is a trophy buffalo? You know, I've spent a great deal of my adult life chasing buffalo just about everywhere they exist in Africa, both for our television series and for our DVD projects, as well as being a very avid buffalo hunter myself. Another capacity that I serve in, maybe the most important of all, is I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people over the years go out and find a buffalo hunt for themselves. And you know, putting a buffalo hunt together for a guy that's maybe going on his first one is a pleasure, because he's about to experience one of life's really great hunting treats, the hunt for Cape buffalo. And of course, it's a given that everybody wants a really big buffalo, a trophy buffalo. So let's take just a little bit of time and discuss what is a trophy buffalo. As far as trophy quality, the most important trophy criteria on any buffalo is to try to shoot a mature buffalo. And generally in buffalo, that's going to happen. I consider a buffalo that's in the 8-year, 9-year category to be on the very young end of full maturity. But certainly a buffalo of 8 to 9 years old is a mature buffalo. And if he's got a good horn configuration that you're happy with, that's a buffalo you ought to take. Second, of course, is width. Width, again, is something that's very nice to look at. Everybody, including Dave, gets excited when I see a really wide buffalo, but just make sure that he's got the age. Out of all the professional hunters it's been my pleasure to know and even hunt with in Africa, all the good ones, the guys that I really respect, share a common theme when it comes to buffalo hunting, that no matter how wide a buffalo may be, he is not a trophy buffalo unless he is fully mature. I bet if you line 100 respected professional hunters up, I bet 90% of the professional hunters would take the shorter width, but the biggest boss. Big boss is always an indication of age on a buffalo. I don't think there's a whole lot more impressive than a buffalo bull with a really big boss. I always look for a big boss over width. And finally, the horn configuration. Just like white-tailed deer, buffalo are different. Genetics play a big part of that. Area plays a big part of that. East Africa tends to find buffalo with the horns that drop further down before they sweep back. The further you go south, you tend to have buffaloes that I call airplane buffaloes. The horns just kind of come straight out. They may curl back. One's not right, one's not wrong. Beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder on buffaloes. Now, with all that said, there is absolutely no doubt that when you sneak in, you've been cutting the wind, and all of a sudden you've made contact with this herd, and you've got your glasses up there, there is nothing, and I mean nothing in buffalo hunting that'll get your heart racing like the sight of a really big, wide bull. And to the inexperienced hunter, and maybe until your PH has a real good look at him, they may think that's our bull. But a lot of times on very close examination with binoculars, you'll find, although you're looking at a wide bull, he's a little bit on the young side. He's not fully mature. And I'm going to show you some of the indicators that we look for when we're trying to size up a bull. Is he a shooter? Should we wait? The buffalo hunter will often hear this term soft boss, or he's got a gray boss. And what that is, that's a spongy material between, right in the middle of the buffalo's forehead. This is where his horns actually grow. And when a buffalo is fully mature, that will be a hard helmet. It will start creeping towards the middle. Now, I will say this, and here's a good example of the bull I'm talking about. Not all buffalo bulls' bosses are going to meet in the middle. Sometimes they are hard polished, they are fully hard. You may be looking at a 12 or 13-year-old buffalo, but he may have a 1, 2, 2.5 inch gap between his horns. That's okay. That certainly qualifies as a trophy buffalo because he's an old bull. But generally, when you look at a gray bossed bull, and like look at this guy right here. I mean, he's got nice horns, he's fairly wide, but you see that gray spongy looking area, and on closer examination with binoculars, you'll see hair coming out of that. That is an immature buffalo. I don't care if he's 45 inches wide. That's a younger bull that certainly should be allowed to mature, and one of these days, he's gonna be a great trophy. Now, understanding, it's not always to see this, and sometimes when you get in tight, you can just see a swoop of a horn, a bull will turn, you'll get different angles on him. But again, this is really, at this point, this is the professional hunter's job. Let him, you get ready on the rifle in case he gives you the go-ahead, but it's the trained eye of a professional hunter. It's gonna sometimes spot these very, very slight differences between a bull and a really, really good bull. Your professional hunter knows his area. He knows the game, he knows the movements, and most importantly, he knows the trophy potential in that area. Very good idea to sit down at the start of the hunt and say, this is what I'm really looking for. For instance, if a hunter says, I've been on a couple of safaris, I've shot a 38-inch bull, I would really, really like to hold out for something in the 40-inch class. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I've done that myself. But it's a bad idea to come on your first buffalo hunt and, think that you're going to go away with a top 10 animal. I mean, you do get lucky every now and then, it happens, but make sure your expectations are based on reality in the area that you're hunting. And there's nobody that's a better guide of that than your professional hunter. Listen to your guy. You've hired him to do a very specific job. That is conduct a buffalo hunt that's safe, that's fun, and hopefully at the end is going to provide you a chance at the kind of buffalo you came to take.
Okay, we're back at it this morning, second morning, going after that same herd that we went after all day yesterday. Had several real close opportunities, just split seconds, and we could have had what we were looking for, but we're going to go get it. So, we're after it right now. We're checking our tracks out, and we're going after that same herd. They got at least 3 or 4 really good bulls in there, so we're hoping to get one.
Side of us now. Where the wind was wrong. We were lucky we came on the side of them. We can go around, but they're going to stay in this thick stuff. So we're just going to be very patient till this afternoon, possibly.
Picked up the tracks at about 7 o'clock this morning and went with them for about 3.5 hours, and they're about ready to bed down in this thick stuff here. The wind was a little bit wrong while we were tracking, but luckily we came up on the side of them and we managed to get the wind right and came around them, and we're just very, very fortunate that this outstanding bull was right up front, and Tim made a excellent hard shot at 30 yards, and he went all of 10 yards and he collapsed right here. Tim, well done.
Thank you, Pete. This guy here is great. He put me right on him. When I couldn't see anything, he was seeing them. These guys are real troopers. They are trackers. They know what they're doing over here. And once again, if you don't believe there's some big bull in Zimbabwe, just take a look at this guy. Yeah, he's my pride and joy. I'm bringing him home to Texas with me, and this is what's made the hunt right here. Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, Tim. Well done.
One of the true givens in hunting, and I know it, and your professional hunter knows it, and your outfitter knows it, is that you want to shoot a trophy buffalo. That's truly a given. But you have to understand that not all countries or all areas produce the same size or trophy quality of buffalo. Very first thing that every hunter needs to do is to shop and compare, and there's no better place on planet Earth to do that than the Dallas Safari Club conventions in January. At the DSC convention, you're going to meet dozens and dozens of outfitters that offer buffalo hunting for all the different species across Africa. When you're traveling overseas to an area that you may not be familiar with, getting to sit down and talk to somebody that has been there, that's done that knows the area, knows the game, knows the trophy quality, has the answer to every question you may have, that, my friend, is the best way to make the first step on putting a great buffalo hunt together for yourself. You know, as a booking agent, nearly every phone call, if it's a serious hunter, ends with, do you have some references that I can talk to? And let me tell you, I'm always happy to hear that. I run a great outfit, we run good camps in good areas, so I think it's an advantage for a potential hunter to talk to a client that's actually hunted in our area, and most outfitters that I know feel exactly the same way. So it's something that you should take advantage of. You know, a buffalo hunt's still a very affordable hunt. It's been said buffalo hunting is where availability and affordability collide, and I really think that's true. But still, don't expect the best areas, the top PHs, the best concessions for discount prices. You know, look for a quality hunt. If you have to save your money for a few years and go to a better area than charge off to a marginal area this year, believe me, it is worth waiting, and your experience will be far, far better if you'll save a couple of years and go to a really quality area.